Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my decisions for my end of day swing trades. I say this because during the day, you have the algorithms and day traders. Those are the ones that are in control of the price during that time of the day. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they're dealing with the most money, they have very smart people, best technology, best information, and they start to make their decisions, and because of the buying power that they have, that takes control of the prices away from the day traders and the algorithms. That's why you'll see towards the end of the day a big move either up and down, and I consider the large financial institutions smart money, and I like to follow what they're doing. I think there's an edge in that. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I appreciate you investing your time here, and I do hope that it's helping you with your trading and your investing, learning some good trading and investing principles. Boy, what a day. My gosh. What a day, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, we had that huge sell-off near the end of the day, and we closed very red. Today, we are just the opposite. The Dow is up 559 points. It's up 2%. The NASDAQ is up 213 points. It's up 1.92%. And the S&P is up 61.4, up 1.83%. So actually the Dow getting the best of it today. So, all right, well, the plan as usual is first we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. And of course, I had some day trades today. I will share those with you. After that, we're going to go over and take a look at the board of your positions. And I see some up there that are doing very well today, so that's great. Then we're going to spend a few minutes talk about trader psychology. You know, it's important to learn how to trade from a technical standpoint, support, resistance, indicators, all that kind of stuff. But you do that in order to be able to create a plan based upon good trading principles. But after you've created the plan, following the plan is a whole other challenge, most important challenge in my opinion. I don't get too fussy about what someone's approach is to trading, what their entries and exits are, as long as, you know, it only allows for small losses with the potential of big wins. But what I do get fussy about is when people don't follow that plan. That's the key. And sometimes you're going to follow it and you wish you wouldn't have. And other times you won't follow it and you wish you would have. But that's just how it goes. But trust me, it's a lot easier on you psychologically if you could just make a plan and stick with it. And that's why I always like to talk about trader psychology. After that, I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone through Kamal's scanner for some potential end of day swing trades. I have 3 requirements whenever I look to enter a trade. First requirement, I like to look for a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames if possible. Requirement number 2, you have to have a good risk to reward ratio. You can have a really good confluence or combination of signals, but that doesn't mean that it is necessarily a good trade. You always have to analyze and put in context what the risk to reward is. And 2 to 1 is my minimum. 3 to 1, 4 to 1 better. But if I'm going to risk $100, I want to be able to make $200 or more to the upside. And then number 3, please always take a few seconds every day or a few minutes, whatever it takes, and think about how many positions you have, how much account heat you have, how many correlated positions you have. In my ideal world, every single position I have would be completely uncorrelated, and every single strategy that I was using at the time would be uncorrelated. It's hard to do that, but that would be my ideal. So I'm going to go through the watch list, look for those 3 requirements. Something looks good, I'll put it off to the side. And then at the end of the day, the ones that I've put off to the side that are good candidates, I'll try to go through those with a fine-tooth comb and just find the very, very best one. And if I find one like that, I'll take it at the end of the day. And then after the market closes, if anybody has any questions, if you need any clarification on anything, please let me know. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the market closes, please put them in the live chat, and I will do my very best to get to them. If you could put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, that would be helpful. And then number 3, if you have any new additions today or subtractions today that you want me to update on the board, if you could please wait and be so kind, just wait till the end of the day so that I'm done trading, I'm done teaching, and the pressure's off. Okay, so that's the plan for today. So hang tight. I'm going to run that U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who's here today. Right, let me make sure I have my mic on. Okay, good. Dan is here. Good day, Greg and everyone. Hello, Dan. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming. Steve Burns, thank you as always for coming, Steve. It's always an honor and a privilege to have you in this chat with us. I really mean that, and I'm sure everyone else in the chat feels that way as well. So thank you, Steve. Steve says, this market is a chop fest. Crazy down yesterday, crazy up today. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It makes me wonder what tomorrow will bring. I mean, it could be just a huge another down day. It could be a huge another up day. It's hard to say, but yes, you are right. Evan is here. Good to see you, Evan. Thanks for coming. Kamal is here. Hey, Greg and gang. Hey, Kamal. Good chatting with you earlier. Kamal and I trade notes and trade trades during the middle of the day. So thank you for that, Kamal. Brian M is here. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Greetings right back. Frank is here. Hello, Greg and group. Hey, Frank, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. My friend William says, hello, Greg and team. Good to be with you all today. Good to be with you, William, and thanks for coming. Steve says, Trump tweeted last night he was open to a stimulus if his criteria were met, which is unlikely. Yeah, I saw your post. It was either on Facebook or Twitter, Steve, that showed President Trump opening a book saying, your technical analysis is no match for my tweets. Boy, is that true, huh? The power of one tweet. Whoa. Miko25 is here. Hey, Greg and group. Hey, Miko. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. Gary is here. Hey, Gary. Good to see you. Glad to see your intel up today. Jose is here. Hello, all. Good afternoon. Hello, Jose. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Mount Doji. Hello, my friend. Good to see you, Mount Doji. Hope you're having a good day. All right, well, let's get to it and start taking a look at positions and so forth. All right, Delta Airlines. Gary and I bought Delta Airlines back at 31.81. This nice bullish engulfing bar, crossover. Again, we bought it at 31.81. Went up, took a little profit. Went up yesterday, took a little profit before the big down move. And today it's up nice. It's up 1.7%. I did hit 2 profit targets. One of the profit targets gapped through. It was further down here, but it gapped above. So I took some profit at 32.16 and 32.33, making this a positive trade. Now earnings are tomorrow, so I will be exiting this trade today because earnings are tomorrow and I never hold through earnings. But up 3.61% today, pretty good. 2 profit targets and a profitable trade all the way around. But again, I don't hold through earnings, so I'm going to take this off today at the close. Goldman Sachs. All right. I think oh yeah. Okay. So I did buy Goldman Sachs back here on the 2nd of October. I bought it at 199.94 with a 520 crossover. Moved up nice the first day, hit a profit target, hit another profit target yesterday, and I hit a third profit target today at 203.90. So the price, the 520 crossover is still in place, up 1.48% today. So I will be holding this. So far, really good trade. Qs. I did buy the Qs with the 520 crossover back on 930, 277.80. Moved nicely the first day, hit some nice profit targets. Then we came back down. The next day we came back down. We closed below both the 5 and the 20. My rules tell me if I have a crossover and then the price closes below both the 5 and the 20, then I get out a half position. So, do I wish that I would have kept all the position? Well, sure. But that's the great thing about the 50-50, getting out of 50%. When there's a warning sign, because if it keeps going down, you're glad you got out of 50%. If it goes back up, I'm really, really happy that I still have 50% today, right? So I did hit another profit target here at 278.32. And the second profit target's up here at 281.57, but we haven't got there yet. But up 2% today, and so nice up move on that trade. SPY, real quick, everybody knows this, but in case we have some new viewers, I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. This is based upon a long-term back-tested study from Liz Ann Saunders. She's at Bespoke Invest. Since 1993, they tested two different approaches. Approach one, buy the SPY at the open, hold it through the entire day, sell at the close. If you use this approach, if you use this strategy every day since 1993, you'd have actually turned a negative 13.9% return for all your trouble. However, if you do the opposite, which is what I do, buy the SPY at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk. Taking that overnight risk is where I feel the edge is in this approach, and sell the first thing the next morning. It returned positive 634.2%. Past performance, no guarantee of future results. May never work again in the future, but if I'm going to put money on a trade, it's going to be a trade that has good back-tested results. And this does. Blue lines, buy the close, sell the next morning. Orange lines, buy the morning, sell the same day close. You can see it's not even close. The blue line, over time, all it's done is gone up, but it does have significant drawdown. So if you're considering using this approach, use a conservative position size to do it with. My recommendation would just be kind of like a flat 5%. So if you had $100,000, you would buy $5,000 worth of the SPY at the close, sell $5,000 and hopefully a little bit more the next morning. But there are some big drawdowns, and I have been through them, and they're not fun. Looking at this chart, it makes it look like, oh yeah, all it does is go up, but that's looking at a chart in real time. These were drawdowns over years. So, but then again, up moves over years as well. So, very happy with today's SPY trade. I bought it yesterday right at the low. It was really scary. It even went through my mind, maybe I'm not going to buy today because it was such a horrible close. But I wanted to stick with the plan, right? I wanted to stick with the plan. I bought it at 334.93. I sold it first thing at the open at 338.12. So entered 334.93, exited 338.12. Really good overnight SPY trade. Now I also have some other SPY. I did buy SPY here with the 1050 EMA cross. I think here 333.82 with the 1050 EMA cross. Every time it moves up, I do take profits, a certain amount. Yesterday it wasn't looking good, but I held it because the 10 was still above the 50, and hit two profit targets on this SPY trade. Remember, the first SPY trade is just the overnight SPY trade. This was an actual crossover trade. I hit one profit target in the morning at 338.15. I hit another profit target later in the day at 341.06. So really, really happy with the SPY trades. All right, well, here's my stinker on the day. I did buy TLT yesterday with an under 30, over 30, and a V1, and an under the negative third ATR channel and over the negative third ATR channel. I bought it a little early. I bought it even higher price at 160.75. It is down 0.76% today, and it looks like it's going to stop below my stop. My stop was a close below halfway of this washout bar. Now it's still over 30. I could say, okay, I'm going to keep this as long as it's 30, but I don't like the fact that we had the big up bar and then it lost half it's going to close below half. So that right there, I'll just get out. If we do get a confluence of the 30 RSI and the 200-day moving average here, I will look to get in again. But very likely, unless we have some miraculous close, I will get out and just take my loss on this. Apple, I do have a bullish position in Apple. I did sell puts down to $77.50. As long as the price closes above $77.50 by November 20th, I will be able to keep all the premium. The reason I picked the $77.50 price, strike price, was the 200 and the 250 above it on the daily. On the weekly, the $77.50 lines up with the negative third ATR channel now and the 50-day moving average above. And on the monthly, the 1 ATR channel, the previous high, which it acts as support, and the 20-week moving average. So these are well in the money, doing very nicely. But if it did go down to $77.50, I would be responsible to buy those down there. But I would be able to keep the premium. And I got pretty good premium for selling this because I sold it when the volatility went up, which increased the price of the premium. So very happy with that. No day trades on Apple today. Speaking of day trades, let me show you kind of an interesting day. A lot of break-even trades today, actually. Boeing. Here we are, Boeing on the 5-minute. We came down into the value zone. We moved sideways. I took the V1 here at 163.86. V1, false breakout to the downside, rejection of the 50-day moving average. Initially went right up for me nicely, and then came all the way back down to my break-even point, and that's where I got out. I don't like to let a nice gain turn into a loss. It's just insult to injury. So this was break-even. I got in at 163.86, and like I said, it moved up, and then when it came right back down to my entry, I just went ahead and got out. So no harm, no foul. And then Philip Morris also had some break-even trades. Here we go. I shorted Philip Morris here, false breakout to the downside, plus a V1. I shorted at 78.99. It did what it was supposed to do. It went down beautifully, but exactly the same thing as BA. It moved my way, but then it came all the way back up to my break-even. So I got out. Just called it a break-even trade. But you know, there's nothing wrong with having break-even trades, everyone. It will show your maturity as a trader. Doesn't have to be a gain or a loss. If you have a nice gain and then it moves all the way back to where your entry, you know, one of my best pieces of advice is just go ahead, take it off, and just be glad you got the experience and didn't cost you anything. Then I shorted Philip Morris again at 79.18. The reason I did this, kind of give you some context here, is we were going up and up and up and up. No green MACD whatsoever. So there were some bearish divergences going on. That's why I did decide to take, with the rejection of the third ATR channel and the V1 to the downside, 79.18. Moved sideways, went down. I thought I was on the right side of it, and then a big bar up here. Now this wasn't a break-even trade. This was a loss. I shorted at 79.18. I got out at 79.24. Is that right? Yeah, 18. So I lost 6 cents on that, but that's okay. It's just 6 cents, right? And then I was not to be deterred from Philip Morris. I was going to make money on this one way or the other. And I did. Here we were above the value zone. We came back into the value zone. We had some nice sideways motion. This is a return to value trade. This time I went long with the V1 bullish engulfing bar, closed back over 50. I went long at 79.05. It moved up nicely. And this is an example of me not following my rules. This is an example of me having the small break, or the break-even trades and the small loss. And once it got here to the 1 ATR channel, I said, that's good. That makes up for that other loss and a little bit more. But look what happened. I mean, I just got out of here discretionarily. I didn't get out using my strategy. And had I, well, I would have gotten out here with the close below the previous day's low. So, it did cost me, but anyway, just a good example. I make mistakes as well, and emotions get the best of me as well. All right. Hey, Frank has a poem for us. Let's see. Frank said, it said money talks, but does yours say goodbye? Not every stock reaches the sky. Things happen no matter how hard you try, so strap on a parachute, be ready to dive. That's how a trader stays alive. As always, Frank, just always top notch, just fantastic. I'm always so amazed and impressed. Let's try it one more time. It said money talks, but does yours say goodbye? Not every stock reaches the sky. Things happen no matter how hard you try, so strap on a parachute, be ready to dive. That's how a trader stays alive. So true. Trading is one of those things that you really want to work hard at, you really want to do, but no matter how hard you try or how large your determination is, in this game, it doesn't matter. If you're running a marathon, I guess it matters, right, to push yourself. But in trading, pain is not what you want. Don't think because you were an athlete or you worked hard at business that all it takes is just working through the pain. This is one of those occupations where you don't want pain. Pain's not the good thing, right? Different breed. Hey, different breed. Good to see you. Hello right back. Johan. Hey, everyone. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a good day, Johan, or a good evening. Andrea's here. Hi, Andrea. Nice to see you, my friend. Hello, everyone. Thoughts on Tesla? All right. Let's look at Mr. Tesla. It's a higher low V1, Andrea, I believe. Let me see. Day one's bar 425.68. Now it is 426.70. Yes, that's a higher low V2 right there with a pretty good risk to reward ratio. If it goes up, it could go up into here. If you're wrong with the stop below halfway the washout bar. I like it. I like Tesla. I like Tesla, Andrea. I hope that helps. Mark is here. Great poem, Frank. I agree. Frank says thank you. Zach is here. Hey, Zach, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Marcus is here, buddy. What's happening? Good to see you. Jesse just sent me a message today letting me know that you guys got together and got that worked out on that code. I'm glad to see that. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Gary says, nice one, Frank. I'm trying to stop mine from saying goodbye. Right. Mark says, back in RBA. This is the old Glenn, by the way. Oh, okay. Let's take a look at RBA. Oh, Ritchie Brothers. That's your favorite one right there. That's your favorite one. Right, Mark? Wow, good for you. Well, at the end of the podcast, let me know where you bought it and so I can update, okay? Frank says, thanks, Gary. A little luck doesn't hurt. Gary M says, been trading Sun all day. Lots of volatility. What's Sun? Oh, yeah, that looks like one to buy when it goes down and start selling when it goes up because it's not trending anywhere, right? It's just going sideways. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, those were my trades. Very happy with those. Happy with the day trades, even though I've been on, I've had some real good results with my day trades lately. And so something feels off today that I didn't have such great trades. I had 2 break-even trades, 1 winning trade, 1 losing trade, slightly positive, but happy with that. TLT down 0.85% today, but the rest of the stuff up really good. But so real quick again, Delta, I will be getting out of this today because of earnings tomorrow, is up 3.77. Goldman Sachs, steady as she goes, 1 profit target. Q's, really nice, 520 crossover still in place. Maybe hit that 2nd profit target if I'm lucky. SPY had the nice overnight SPY trade, and the 1050 EMA is doing really well also. And I will be buying the SPY today. TLT I'm getting out of because it closed below halfway of yesterday's washout bar. Apple are just the puts, so I'm happy that it's up. And then BA and Philip Morris. I gotta say, I'm very happy Philip Morris is up like this. I manage account for my friend, and our largest position in that account is Philip Morris. So didn't really have much to do with technicals or anything like that, but nonetheless, I'm glad it's up today for my friend. All right, here we go. Brian, I still looks like I have Brian in Walmart back here at 140.69 with the breakout, the breakout of this fractal, 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. I like the sideways motion here, and then the breakout. I bought it here also. I sold it yesterday at break even, but it wasn't break even because I did hit profit targets up here. But Brian is in about 140.69, and it is up today. So up on the trade and up on the day. Now, this is the one I shouldn't have sold yesterday, but looks like Yas is in it still. I bought it here, under 30, over 30, V2, 98.15. I hit 1 profit target yesterday, and I got out with a small loss on the trade. I didn't like how it closed. Look at this, up 4.68, but I'm thrilled Yas is still in it. And Yas, if you're out there, keep in mind we may have rejected the 50. Very close to the 50 RSI we rejected today. I'm not telling you what to do, but if I was in this trade, I would definitely be taking a little profits off here. It's not a good sign that it got right to the 50 and stopped. Amazon, Glenn. Now, Glenn, is this the Glenn we have in here right now? I think, right? I can't remember where you bought it. I cleared this chart out, but I know it was down here somewhere, I think. But Amazon is up 2.72% today. So definitely up on the trade and definitely up on the day. Google. Gary, are you out of Google? I know Gary had puts that he sold down to 1,200, but I took him off. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe Gary's out. LVGO, Frank bought LVGO back here at 132.50. Next day it went up, came back down. He sold half, but he kept the other half, which I'm really glad because it has just gone up nicely since then. He is in at 132.50. It is 143.50, up 2.76% today and up on the trade. So very nice, Frank. Chewy. Oh, you still have the put spread. All right. I'll update that later. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Because Google's up today. All right, Chewy, Quad and Yas bought Chewy at 58.92. Nice sideways motion, breakout. I bought this trade also. I did get out yesterday. I didn't like how it was reacting, but it is up 39 cents today, up 0.69%. Up on the day, but down on the trade. Here we go. Brian bought CRM at 251.20. Very nice trade. It's up 3.81% today. So nicely up on the day, nicely up on the trade. Baba, way to go, Johan. Johan bought Baba with the 520 crossover at 276.70. It is now 298.11. way up on the trade, way up on the day. This is up 7.13% for Johan. So congratulations. All right, here's Cody, everybody. I will never, ever doubt Cody ever again. I have David and Quad still in. Cody, this is unbelievable. Good trade here. I didn't take this trade, but under 30, over 30. This trade is currently up 15.63% entry to exit. Fan-freaking-tastic. I hope Quad doesn't come in here and say, oh, I got out. But I'm pretty sure David's in. So, Intel, all right. I know Gary has these. Gary sold November 2045, sold the 45.40 put spreads. That's a bullish position. As long as it stays above $45 by November 20th, Gary will keep all the premium. This is well in the money, nicely in the money. I'm sure he's in the money 50, 60% of his premium. So congratulations there, Gary. The premium you've been selling lately has been doing really well. I know you've been wanting to concentrate on that a little bit more for income, and you've been doing very well, so excellent. And then GMED, I don't think anybody has this. I think I didn't take that off of the board. Oh, yeah, okay. Let me take that off. I've been listening to, and maybe Frank will know. Oh, now I deleted it. Shoot. I've been listening to, I think it's Brazilian music, you know, like Girl from Ipanema. Man, that's a good song. That album is just so great. Had a hard time getting it out of my head. It's still playing in my head. But man, I think it's one of my favorite songs now. I love that song. Steve says the VIX still can't break over the 200-day. Let's take a look over there. No, look how many times it's tested. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. But you know the old saying, the more times it tests it, the more likely it will eventually go over. But wow, isn't that amazing? I mean, talk about some real resistance there that the market is respecting. I guess if we get over the 200, then we need to be concerned. Steve says the market is just going in a circle overall. Yeah, it's been up and down and around, and definitely. You know, for some people, that's a good kind of market to trade. But, for trend traders and things like that, it's frustrating. Okay, I'll update that at the end there, Gary. So you had Goog, not Google. Steve says, I will be buying IWB today on the 530. Oh, let me write that down. That's one I didn't notice. IWB 530 SMA. Oh, I hope I have a 530 SMA on here. I don't think I do. Well, let's do this then. Oh, 530. All right, well, let's do this then. We'll change the 5, or we'll change the 10 to the 5. Okay, that's the Russell 1000. So let's put that back over here as a potential. Yep, and clearly there's the 5 crossing the 30, the SMA. So we'll definitely look at that. Frank says, that's fun to play on a nylon string guitar. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Antonio Carlos Jobim, Finest Hour Complete Album. That's what I was listening to, Frank. Man, that's good stuff. Really good stuff. Okay. Come on, Greg. Get it together. What am I doing? What am I doing, everybody? Gary says, I am up on Intel spread approximately 50%. See, I knew you were pretty close to that. I will most likely keep it as long as the Intel holds above 50. The trade was thanks to you. Cheers. You are welcome, buddy. Steve says, I will be buying QLD today on the 1030 EMA crossover today. The 1030 EMA. Gotcha. Okay, time for trading psychology. Well, here we go. So listen, this is the time of the day I like to talk about trader psychology. Is the most important skill in trading. It's a real skill and you need to develop it and you need to hone it. This is from Trader Lion at Trader Lion _ on Twitter. I just recently subscribed to his channel. It's a really good one on Twitter. I mean, it is really good. So if you get a chance, Trader Lion at Trader Lion _ good morning. When you really believe that trading is simply a probability game, concepts like right or wrong or win or lose no longer have the same significance. By Mark Douglas. So Mark Douglas wrote Trading in the Zone, had a huge effect on my trading in the psychology department. I really suggest everybody listen to that book. I'm going to post the link in the live stream or in the chat in just a second. But let's break this down. When you really believe that trading is simply a probability game, concepts like right or wrong or win or lose no longer have the same significance. And, I always bring up a casino. I used to live in Las Vegas. Everything in Las Vegas at the casinos is just probability. They don't sweat if they lose five hands in a row. They don't sweat if somebody wins 10 hands or they throw the dice and win 10 times in a row. They don't care. They don't have the emotional energy about each win and loss like we do in trading. And it's because they know in the long run, the numbers, the math is always going to play itself out. So what Mark is saying is it's the same thing. When you really believe or understand that trading is simply a probability game where you have an edge, if you have a system that has an edge, it's the same as the casino. Concepts like right or wrong or win or lose no longer have the same significance. And, we're human. So, of course we want to be right more than we're wrong. But in trading, you can be right less than you're wrong and still make money, right? So keep that in mind. Just, it's one trade of the next 1,000 trades. It's just not everything's based upon what happens in one day. It's over the long term. How's your equity curve doing in the long term? And if you use an approach that has good back-tested results, it has an edge, it's the same as the casino. Deal those cards, throw those dice, roll that ball at roulette, deal those cards at baccarat, right? They don't care. They don't sweat it. They don't even remember the last hand. They just deal and deal and deal and deal, and that edge ultimately will make them money. And it's the same with trading. So Mark Douglas is fantastic. So thank you, Trader Lion. I really appreciate that. Good morning, right back to you. And what I'm going to do, this is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. It's on YouTube. It's completely free. I'm going to post the link right here, the playlist. So if you have not read Trading in the Zone, please do so. I mean, it's the most important psychology book that I've ever read in regards to trading. And I know Steve's read it. I know Kamal's read it. I'm sure a lot of you have read it. But if you have not read it, read it. And if you have read it, read it again. It is very, very helpful. So I posted the link there. But thank you, Trader Lion. Go over to Trader Lion, show him a little love, and subscribe to his channel because this is a really good post. Okay, so Steve is taking QLD with the 1030 EMA crossover. Okay, that makes sense. I am not going to take it because I already have the Qs, right? So I already have them. Okay. Let me see how things are doing here. Delta Airlines, again, out of Delta, going to be out of Delta at the close. Goldman Sachs is doing fine. Qs, mentioned that a second ago. I already had the Qs, so I'm going to be holding on to those. SPY, going to be buying the SPY again at the close. And with any luck, oh yeah, we already hit the second profit target. That's the Qs that I was looking for. TLT is my only stinker today. I will be getting out of TLT today for sure. And Mark says, added to RBA at the open. Been accumulating since starting of month with MACD positive and 520 crossover. Oh, very good. And Mark, if you want me to put that up, please remind me at the end, okay? Because I want to get that up there for you. Kamal says, there are also links on YouTube where Mark Douglas is taking the class. That's right. That is right. And as a matter of fact, I think I have those. Thanks, Kamal. Here is what Kamal's talking about. Oh. All right. Maybe somebody can remind me at the end because that's going to take a second. Okay. Frank says, why doesn't Mr. Market ever visit the shrink? Maybe we'd have some stability. Gary says, Greg, I have a position in Zen long-term at 24. I currently have October 116s. Wondering what to do. Earnings 1027, so I'm debating if I should roll them out till November. Well, $70.01 right now. Long term at $24. I currently have October 10 calls written against it, so you're right there almost. Wondering what to do. Earnings 10.27, so I'm debating if I should roll them out to November or wait. It's a tough one. It's hard for me to, give you any feedback on what to do because you're saying long term. I guess if it was long term, I probably would roll them a little bit higher, right? But sorry, bud, I'm not trying to pass the buck here, but I would kind of have to know a little bit more what the real intention was. But from what you said, if it was long term and you really want to keep them, yeah, I'd probably roll them out because you're right there, or wait until they do go above to roll out. Gary says expiration before taking the actions. Thanks. Mark says only buying when stock is above 200 and MACD is positive. It's a good policy. That is definitely a good policy. All right, let's take a look. IWB 5. All right. Now I forgot which one I did that on. Dang it. All right. All right. I'll have to do that. I'll have to do that after. Sorry. So anyway, we know the 520, the 530 SMA has crossed on IWB. Do I want to take it? It's still within the range. It's not above the second ATR channel. Tell you what, I feel like because I have the spies and because I have the Qs, I just feel like I'm going to be adding more of the same. So I'm going to pass on IWB for that reason. KO, I kind of do like KO here, actually. I like that we closed below the value zone. We came back in. We had lots of sidewards motion. We have a nice V2. Here's day 1. Day 2, day 3, day 2 nicely washed out yesterday. Day 3 has closed above day 1's close, and we triggered the fractal from here. Here's the high with 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right, and we triggered it here. I do like Coca-Cola. I like the sideways motion. You know, sideways motion leads to breakouts, either one way or the other. I don't know which way, but I like that we've held the 200. I like that we have a V2 to the upside. We have a 520 crossover, which doesn't backtest that well, but in the big picture, a crossover anytime, in my opinion, is good as long as it's in addition to other things. But it's a V2. It's a fractal, it's sideways motion, we're above 50 RSI, and we have a 520 crossover. So I quite like Coca-Cola today. Zora. I did like this higher low V2 earlier, but now it's given a lot of it back, so I'm going to put that one off to the side. UAL, you know, it has a 520 crossover. MACD went positive. But tomorrow is Delta's earnings. Doesn't mean that United and Delta's earnings are going to be exactly the same. But with that being said, I am just going to pass on UAL. Now, Dexcom. Dexcom's the one I've been kind of torn, because we have a beautiful double bottom with the bullish divergence. See the lows here? See how deep these red MACD bars are? Then we had a nice rally. Bars turned green. We came back down, tested these lows, but look how, see the red here? See how it's not very deep? We're over here, it's very, very, very deep. This is what Dr. Alexander calls a double bottom with the bullish divergence. In his opinion, it's the most powerful technical analysis setup. You know, I don't know if that's true or not, but I've seen a lot of these work, but it is a beautiful double bottom with the bullish divergence. Now, we've come from a lower low. Lower lows generally move up, but then they usually get sold into, because the people that were lucky enough to have bought here will sell when it gets around in this range. It will cause it to come back. Kerry Lavorne, another gentleman that I've studied with one-on-one for years, he loves double bottoms with bullish divergences, but he doesn't buy them. He waits for the first hot pullback and tries to buy a higher low V1 or V2 after a double bottom with the bullish divergence. We're at 47.63. We're pretty close to the 50 RSI. But again, I'm just going to go with my gut on this one. And I mean, look, this could easily go up to here. There's no doubt about it, right? There's no doubt about it. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait, see if we can get a bit of a pullback and try to grab a higher low V1 or V2 after the double bottom with the bullish divergence. Blue has a 520 crossover. We've rejected the 50-day moving average. I tried to backtest Bluebird Bio, and I could not get it to backtest. at least the back testing that I use, it was not available. Here's another bottom. Here's another example of a double bottom with the bullish divergence. Here's the bottom, deep red. We rally to green. We come back down, make a lower low, but with less red. And this one, you know, this would have been a great buy, right? I too would have probably said I'll wait for a higher low V1 or V2 to get in, but sometimes you just don't know. But my favorite on the day here for sure is Coca-Cola. I like the sideways motion. I like the V1. I like the crossover. I like that we're above the 200-day moving average, and the fractal. We have a high here that got taken out. Let me make sure. Yeah, here was the fractal, 2 lower highs to the left, 2 lower highs to the right. Triggered the fractal yesterday, actually, but re-triggered it again today. So I like it. When I talk about sideways motion, everybody, with V1s and V2s, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about this. That is not sideways motion. This is sideways motion. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of Delta Airlines right now. Okay, so I'm out of Delta Airlines, locked in profits there. TLT, I'm going to get out of TLT here also. Okay, so I'll put these over here, Delta and TLT. Delta I got out because of earnings. Tomorrow, or TLT, I'm out for a loss because it is closing below halfway of my washout bar, so I did take a loss on this one today. Goldman Sachs is good and fine. Qs are good and fine. SPY, of course, I'll be buying the overnight SPY trade again. And I will be buying Coca-Cola. So let's get Coke up here. As long as it closes above 49.38, that's the one caveat, but it does look like it's going to. And I also like that we go red-green on the bars. Okay, so we have about 5 minutes. Let me key in Coca-Cola. think Steve's going to buy the IWB with the 530 crossover, with the 530 SMA crossover. But I don't have that right chart up. Sorry, I don't have a 530 handy. I have to make one. Oh, you like Coke as well, Frank? All right. I know it's kind of boring, but I do like that sideways motion. So I'm going to wait here to the end. It's a good risk to reward ratio. You know, it's a really good risk to reward ratio. Everything looks pretty good. Steve says, I love boring in this market. Yes, exactly, right? Steve says, I'm long here, IWB at 191.18. All right, he's already in the money. There we go. And he's long QLD, which is double leveraged Qs. Steve says, now Trump needs to stay off Twitter. All right, so we have about 2 minutes to go. I have to buy this in 2 accounts, so I can't wait till the very, very last second. All right. About 1 minute to go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and buy here. And buy here. Okay. Done and done. And that's that. Oh, looks like we had a little bit of a sell-off there at the end. Okay, so let me see, where did I buy all my stuff? KO at 49.63. SPY at 340.76. Okay. 49.63 on Coca-Cola. And the SPY $340.76. All right, and that's it. And again, I did get out of TLT and I did get out of Delta Airlines because of the earnings tomorrow. So, listen, if you have any new additions or subtractions, please let me know. I'll get them up on the board. Just real quick, I just want to put in my little daily message and just remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I really like to teach. I think I'm pretty good at it. I've had some really good results with my students. I have been trading for over 24 years. I have studied intensively one-on-one with 4 really great traders and mentors in my trading career. Steve Burns, Dr. Alexander Elder, Kerry Lavorne, Larry Williams. You know, they all have different approaches, but they're all good approaches. And what I teach in my course is a combination of everything I've learned from these 4 gentlemen. So I think it's a good course. It's $1,000. I think it's worth a lot more than that, to be honest with you. I really do think it's a deal. But when you're done with this course, you should really be able, I think you're going to be a lot better trader. I think you're going to be able to look at the markets regardless of what they're doing, trending, going up, going down, chopping around, and you'll have an approach to use. It's 15 hours, 5 sessions, 3 hours a piece. That's where you get the 15 hours. And it's pretty intense. I mean, we do, I do a lot of teaching. I ask you a lot of questions, and we do lots and lots and lots and lots of chart study because, in my opinion, the best way to really learn something is repetition with a teacher that's patient. And I think that's what I am. That's what I've been told anyway. So, but that's really what it takes. You need repetition, repetition, repetition. And, you can't be scared to ask a question. You can ask me a question 50 times. And sometimes I have people that do ask me 50 times. And it's fine because I want them to get it, right? I want them to get their money's worth. So if you're interested in doing the class with me, it starts with a Skype call. Skype call is free. It's not a sales call. It's just a call for us to get to know each other, ask you some questions about your trading, your challenges, your goals in trading. It's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. When we're done, I won't ask you if you want to take the course. I'll just say it's nice talking to you. Think about it. If you want to take the class, you can email me back. Right? So that's that. And then 2, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help build the channel, helps keep the channel around, helps bring new people to continue to build it. And so if you like today's podcast, if you found it helpful, I really would appreciate it if you could click the thumbs up button before we get out of, or before you get out of here. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look. Let's start up here with Steve. IWB. And I'll have to make that chart. Okay, IWB, Steve bought 191.18. Yeah, we sold off there at the end, didn't we? Okay, and let me put here Steve with the 530 SMA cross. So I'll have to make an SMA cross chart. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is QLD. And Steve bought QLD at 92.95. And this is based upon the 530 EMA crossover. Okay. Now, Gary is out of Delta Airlines. Okay, so we're out. That was a good trade though, huh, Gary? So we're out of Delta. Gary's out of TLT. That was not a good trade for Gary and I, but okay. In Coca-Cola. Kamal is also in Coca-Cola. Frank is in Coca-Cola. Johan is in Coca-Cola. And also in Dexcom. Okay. Yeah, I struggled with that one, Johan. I hope that goes up for you, bud. I really do. I mean, it's a nice double bottom with bullish divergence. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Okay. Kamal says, Frank, I see the 1.5 million volume at the end. Is that you, buddy? That's probably Frank coming in with his 1.5 million shares. Yas is in Coke. Hey, Yas, good to see you, bud. Nice trade on, shoot. NBIX. Nice going, bud. And also in QLD with Steve. Okay. Okay. I got you there. I think this was back here. Okay, I got you, Gary. So the $1,200 spreads. And so you've got $260 of protection. That's a nice feeling, right? All the way down here to 1,200. Even further down than that. Okay, that's all updated. Frank says it might just be Kamal. Kamal says first Cody, now Coke. I don't know if Coca-Cola and Cody are mentioned a lot in the same sentence, but that could have been a first right there. I hope Coke goes up for all of our sakes, but again, it's a setup, you know. It's a setup. It's a higher low V2 fractal. Doesn't mean it's going to go up though, right? It does not mean it's going to go up. But we do have the potential for some nice move, maybe up into this area if we're right. And, you know, if I'm wrong, I'll be getting out tomorrow with the close at about halfway of yesterday's bar. Roughly about right there. That's all it's about. Look for a setup. Position size properly put the trade on. And like Mark Douglas says, right? You pull the handle. Something's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen, but we know what we're going to do, right? Wow, Cody, unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Congratulations, David and Quad. Oh my gosh. Up 15.63%. Unreal. Brian bought OSTK. I've never heard of that. Oh, Overstock. Yes, I just didn't realize. Brian says usually day trade, so we'll probably sell before close tomorrow. Okay, well let us know and we'll take a look. Gary says have a great day, Greg and all. You too, Gary. Yas is at NBIX. Nice trade today, buddy. Nice move, Yas. Very nice. And I'm glad to see that you trimmed, trim some positions when adding the others. Frank says, follow the money, Kamal. Yas is at a Chewy. Okay. I don't know if Quad's still in this or not. I have a feeling Quad, he may be in, but he hasn't been here, so we don't know. Mark says AQN. $15.29 entry. Okay. So that's Glenn / Mark. He says trade Canadian stocks as I am based in Ontario. Okay. Frank says October we keep helmets and parachutes on. Kamal says Andrea, did you buy Tesla? Yeah, that Tesla, that did look pretty good. Mark says at Steve, why use the 530 crossover compared to the 520? Mark, I don't know if Steve's still there, but I think I can answer that. Steve has done a variety of back testing, different moving average crossovers, 530, 520. A really good crossover for Amazon is the 550. So let me see if I have it. Yeah, here's Amazon 550, and that back tests well also. So, sometimes the 520 EMA works best, sometimes the 520 SMA works best, sometimes the 1050 works best EMA, sometimes the 1050 SMA works best. So, Mark, Steve has books. You can find them on Amazon. It's a recent book too. Dang it, I don't know right off the top of my head, but it's his most recent crossover book where he has many different combinations of crossovers, and they all back test well. It doesn't mean each trade's going to back test positively, right? But overall, I think that's what he would tell you. There's just sometimes the 530 works better on some stocks, sometimes the 520 works better on other stocks. And sometimes they work fine on both stocks. I mean, I don't know if you can see my chart here, but here's IWM, the 1030 SMA crossover works, and also the IWM 1050 SMA works. David says, I'm glad I kept half me Cody. Oh, good, you are in there, Dave. Yoo-hoo. Kamal says, nice trade, David, on Cody. Thanks to you, Kamal. 100%. Kamal says, you are welcome. All right, so I have Goldman Sachs, still have the Qs with the 520 crossover, bought the overnight SPY trade. Apple have the puts. PM, I don't have any more. And then Coca-Cola. So I think that's a good mix, all in all. Let's see what's happening after hours here. The SPY is down 2 cents. The Qs are up 3 cents. Coca-Cola is up 8 cents. Very nice. Goldman Sachs is flat. And Mr. Apple is down 19 cents. Big day today, I gotta say. I'm very grateful for that. I am very grateful for that, and I'm very grateful Philip Morris went up $3.55 for my friend that I manage his account. I mean, if you're going to have the larger position, this is the one to have. This is the one to have it. All right. So, if anybody has any other questions for me, please let me know. It's a beautiful day out there. I'm gonna listen to that Antonio Carlos Jobim Finest Hour complete album on YouTube. I was listening to parts of it while I was trading, but I'll tell you what, if you have some good music and you're out in the sun and you're up in the mountains, that's a pretty good deal. Speaking of Tesla, where did Tesla end up? Nice. Did it create a V2 though? Day one's close 425.68, 425.19. So it untriggered. It untriggered there. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Happy hiking. Thank you, Kamal. Appreciate everything that you do for the channel. Appreciate the results of your scanner every day. We've had some really good trades with that scanner, and I'm just really impressed that, you putting that together, taking the time and the energy and, essentially coding up everything you've learned and putting into a computer program. It's fantastic. Frank says, music really feeds the brain. Yes, it does. It really does. And there's a nice combination of being outside and having music also. Okay. Oh, real quick. I told you I'm going to put part 1 and part 2 in here. This is the class that Mark Douglas, it's not a book, but it's an actual lecture. So here are the first 2 links. And that's part 1 and 2. And here is part 3 and part 4 coming right up. It's pretty long, but boy, does he teach some great things. So there's part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. That's the lectures, and then up in the chat earlier, I put in the audio book, Trading in the Zone. But again, I said this before, but if you haven't read it, read it, and if you've read it, please read it again. As far as trading psychology goes, that book had the greatest effect on me as far as trading psychology goes and trying to get my mind right for trading. How was Adam Carolla's show? It was good. It was good, Frank. Thanks for asking. It was fun. It's the first time I had been out in a long time. And I went to Salt Lake City. I went with my old girlfriend. We had a good time. It was funny. And yeah, it was really good. And I talked to his producer about teaching his son, because I had called into the program. But he meets with people, but there were 2 shows. I didn't realize that. And he meets with people after the second show. But I did talk to his producer. He remembered the call, so I gave him a business card, say, hey, my offer still stands. Johan says, thanks for the material, Greg. You're welcome, Johan. Yeah, I hope you listen to those. I hope you listen to those. But not only those lectures, but above in the chat, I have the link for the book itself, right? For Trading in the Zone. And it's a playlist, so it has like 11. Here, I'll post it one more time. It has 11 sections to it. There you go, Johan, right there, bud. All right, well, listen, have a good rest of your day. Please go out, try to do something nice for somebody today. Just say hello, be pleasant, hold the door open for them. Just one nice, kind gesture. Help a guy out with the truck like Frank did the other day, right? And if we could all do that, if everybody in the world did that for just one person each day, man, it'd be a whole different place. And if you could also try to do something nice for an animal today, you know, I'm a big animal lover. I've been around animals my entire life. I was literally raised at a zoo. So if you wonder why I like animals so much, you know, that's the reason why. But they really appreciate a nice gesture, kind gesture as well. Yes says, Trading in the Zone is also one of my favorite books. Have read and listened to many times. Thanks, Greg and team. Thanks, Yes. Appreciate that. All right. Well, listen, just one more reminder. If you're interested in lessons, please reach out to me. We'll have a Skype call and we'll go from there. But I think you'll really like the lessons. I really, really do. And if you could hit the thumbs up button before you click out of here, I would really appreciate that as well. Okay, well, I think that's it. Have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, and do something nice for somebody, and listen to Trading in the Zone, right? Okay, have a good rest of your day now. Thanks for coming. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.